3:23 p.m. Clear. Underneath a nondescript oak tree outside the nomadic town of Wolumonde, I don't know how to say it. Lithenia, I think? Ooh, and burn. That's in ruin. Jeesh. Schultz Severin? This is your third pack of the day. Schultz? Oh, sorry, Uncle. I need my tobacco. You're right, of course. Alcohol and tobacco are bad habits. Don't be like me. But your cough keeps getting worse. We're off the clock. No need to be so formal. How many times have I told you? Never mind. He looks away, the burnt tints, the weeds growing out of control. He flicks the ash from his cigarette. He hoped to find some peace and quiet in his solitude, even if it was just a change of his title. They made you come all the way out here. The bunch of old schemers. They won't even come to me themselves. They send out a little girl to get hurt. Calm down, Uncle. I volunteered. I thought it would be better to tell you myself. Guy's coughing a lot, jeez. You really have to quit smoking and drinking. Look how bad you've gotten. I've more or less figured it out. Damn it. Well, there was a heated discussion back in council. The young people hid in the parlor. No one dared to speak. No one helped me. I couldn't convince anyone on my own. I'm sorry. The situation has been tense since the town went off course. We don't need to be standing on ceremony anymore. Not that anyone would listen to students and kids even if they did speak up. And then what happened? The counselors agreed that because it was impossible to distinguish between infected and the state of the infection, it's better safe than sorry. The bodies need to be buried outside of town, and of course, no funerals. Yikes. I'm sorry. But some of them are people of Wolumonde. I don't know how to say it. Wolumonde? Wolumonde, I guess? I'm just gonna say Wolumonde. I want to see if I can remember that. Our own. We can't just abandon them. Eckhard was the best tailor in town. He took over the shop from his father. We wouldn't have had weddings without him. The poor Biderman. He lost his job as a catastrophe messenger because of the Great Rift. But he's trying to atone. He is strong. Kevin wasn't infected. He was working hard for his wife. He was a good husband. And Thorwald, he... No more smoking, Schultz. Thor even said so. Can you accept it, child? Honestly? Forget what the old schemers think. I don't know. I just want Thor to be buried so he can rest in peace. I don't want people treating him like he's a threat when he's already dead. To be tossed out there to the elements. Alright. Why do we have to treat them like that? We never did anything like that before. The only infection... Orpathy does... This goes into, like, the whole, like... rough side about people who die with orpathy. And that orpathy doctor, she was incredible. She refused to abandon Wolumonde. All four of them had the right to a decent burial, but... putting them together with the infected... We shouldn't just be blaming the fire. I know. But let's save that for later. For now, we can't just dump their remains. I contacted the nearest... Gendarmerie? I don't know how to say. I'm probably butchering so many of these words, I don't even know. This feels like French for some reason. And they will have experts on the rescue team to assist with the investigation. Until then, we'll keep the bodies where I can care for them. Once we have specialists on scene, we can treat the dead with appropriate care. We can still get help? They could be a month out, depending on the exact length of the rift. It could honestly be several months. Wolumonde is getting worse and worse every day now that we're off course, but everyone is saying we'll have to head around the whole Great Rift to get back on track. But if the Great Rift is that big, if the detour is too long... Anyway, we have to wait. Give me a minute with Thor. I think I'm entitled to that. If the old schemers want to leave my boy in the middle of nowhere, they'll have to shoot their own Schultz. They have to shoot me. They won't. We all know how much you've done for the town. No, forget I said that. I can't say that at a time like this. The Schultz can't talk like that. We have work to do. But Thor is still your son. Tatjana, you go back and tell them. Tell them I agree. I agree with them. The harsh reality of life, huh? Uh-oh. They came back. Thanks to the locals, we were able to slip into the nearby town and replenish our supplies. The hunters will be back soon. Hope we get something today. I'm sick of sandworms. 2 days is enough. How about water? Not an issue. Gotta thank them for that too. But seriously, I don't like talking to them. I always feel like they're looking down on me. It looks like Wolumonde is going to start migrating again soon. We have to see some results by then. We have help. It will be good. Help. Maybe. But I don't trust the local infected. They're just out for revenge. Lithania is better to the infected than most places are. And since everyone here uses arts, they don't have much reason to fear or persecute them. And isn't it enough that the infected can have a decent life here without being sent straight to the gallows? I think they're just a bunch of thugs stealing our name for their own purposes. Name. What's in a name? We don't trust them, fine, but who do we trust? Who should we trust? Can you stop talking so creepily? Whatever you say, Captain. Thank you. Oh, a leaf. It fell in your head. Huh? What? A few boxes of dried meat, fresh picked fruit, water. It's early autumn. Still a long way to winter. We have time. Okay, you're still confusing me with that talk. Anyway, it's your call when to start the war. War? No. Huh? Look, the hunters are back. Seems our food will be getting better tonight. I hope so. We should eat more meat while we can. Food is going to be a big problem come winter. Did Bob ever write back? I haven't heard from him since we got to Lithania. By the way, I've been meaning to ask. Like, was his codename Bob, and they started calling him Big Bob because he was a big guy, or was he Big Bob from the start? I was wondering if that was who they were referring to. I don't remember. Whatever. They're bounty hunters. Maybe they found the treasure. Treasure. It would be nice if there was treasure to help us too. It's been 27 days. How could she take so long to make contact? She's obsessed with punctuality. Atro, where are you? Volinik. Oh, Lisa. I'm supposed to call you Operator Suzerain now, right? It's a good code name. Thanks, she's adorable. You've been watching the communication room for 20 hours now. Aren't you going to take a break? Has it been that long? Yes, so please go to the break room and get some rest. I'll take over for you. Okay. It's really been that long. Still no word from Atro? None yet. I already put in an application to go to Lithania. If Amiya approves, I'll leave right away. Lithania? Don't you have work to do? She's my classmate and my best friend. I won't abandon her. Atra's last contact was with the office in North Lithania. Unless something big happened, she wouldn't go far from there. Then I'll go too. No. Huh? Harsh. You just want to find Atra, right? Won't it be dangerous? Or it won't be dangerous? Who knows what the situation could be? That's okay. I'm a fully accredited operator now, and a student of Dr. Cal. And I can't stand seeing my big sister falling like worried face all the time. I have to do something. God, she's adorable. I never imagined little Lisa would worry about me someday. Everything's all out of order lately. Big or small, we all have our worries. Well, okay. I reported into the local branch office anyway. If anything goes wrong, they'll send help. Let's just wait for Emiya's approval and then we'll go together. But you have to stay close by me. A message? Is it Atro? No, it's a brief, sent by an operator in Lithuania, who received our message. Valenic? Atro was spotted in a small town in Lithuania about a month ago. Wow, that's a while ago. That town suffered a catastrophe. Oh. 2:10 p.m. clear. Wolumonde, Lithuania. Once a bustling hub of commerce, this nomadic town is now rarely seen by outsiders. Rat House. I'm going to say it's Rat House. Schultz, Severin, Hawthorne, how have you been? How are we supposed to get anything done in a strategic planning session without you? Was I here when you decided my son's fate? Well, Tajana should already have. Yeah, she told me. You had her tell me. I'm only reminding you what you've done. What's the situation? The infected are still protesting. They even started chasing off infected newcomers. What do they want? They believe the fire was part of some kind of plot. They demand an explanation from Dr. Atro and the dead infected. A plot? An explanation? Great. Someone must be riling them up. Even the infected wouldn't stoop that low. Most of them are from Wolumonde. Had they had any contact with the militant group out there? None for now. But the militants have been lingering around the outskirts of the hamlet. I'm worried they might influence the protesters. Just a second, it's from the Sentry. Go ahead. 2. Infected. They claim to be from Rhodes Island? I know that name. That would be Dr. Atro's company. I knew this was coming. What do we do? Dr. Atro is a respectable infected. They may be here looking for her, and they have a right to know the truth. Let them in. You heard him. Do as he says. Are you sure about this? What if they have something to do with the militants out there? Between the Great Rift, the fire, and the infected, do we have the luxury to be suspicious of everyone who knocks on our door? What about after they learn the truth? What if Rhodes Island seeks reparations from us? How much is Wolumonde going to suffer? So what should we do? Lock our doors and send them away? Lie to them? Tell them Dr. Atro took some ortho patients out on a hike. I know we can't just sweep it under the rug, but you don't have the final say in this. We have to prepare for the worst. No one ever has the final say on the truth, but never mind. Do as you will. I'm leaving. Leaving? Where are you going this time? I have a problem to solve. My only job is to get this town back on track. The decision-making process? I have little patience for your political games. Hey, wait. I know you're suffering and there's so much we could done better, but we had no choice. I understand. That's why I'm still talking to you nice and peacefully. I'll leave Rhodes Island to you. You're good at these things. I'll walk the blocks. That's the deal. Severin Hawthorne, you're this town's Schultz. You can't be running all over the... must he always... Forget it. Tajana, Severin, Thor, they're all tragic figures, really. Let's get this place cleaned up. Rhodes Island will be here soon. Ooh. Wolumonde. Its name means the 8th moon, and together with 7 other nearby towns, it makes up Lithuania's flourishing northern trade network. That's what the book said anyway. From what I'm seeing, flourishing trade isn't exactly how I describe it. Could it be because of the Great Rift thing? Yes. A catastrophe of that scale is rare. It could be more than 1,000 meters deep with exposed active organium on the cliff sides. I shudder just thinking about it. But, Miss Fullenik, you were very curious what would happen if you lobbed a shell into it. Nay, that was just my academic curiosity speaking. Realistically, one wrong move and the entire plateau could be cleaved in half. Yikes. Considering the detour we had to take, looks like this town won't be moving an inch. Visitors at a time like this, and such strange clothes. I hope this isn't an ill omen. Look at her tails. Oh, and the crystal on her shoulder? Is she infected? But those clothes look familiar. Where have I seen them before? Miss Fullenik, can we really just walk down the streets like this? The prevalence of organium arts in Lithuania has brought two major benefits. First, the incredible music scene, and second, a broad tolerance of the infected. There may be restrictions on your personal freedom, but you should want to live. Wait. There may be restrictions on your personal freedom, but should you want to live? Oh. Should you want to live, you can win back that right as long as you're willing to pay the price. Price? At least it's something affordable. Wolumonde may be in the boonies and have its fair share of problems, but at least the infected have a place to live. That's what she told me anyway. Oh, someone's coming. That man's uniform. Is he with the woman? I don't know how to say it. Gendarmerie? I don't know how to say it. I really don't know how to say that. I think that's like like either military or police force. I want to believe that's French though. Should we ask for directions? He's coming towards us. Is this the welcoming committee? I'm not sure. Oh, he lit a cigarette. He put his lighter into his pocket. Now he's holding the cigarette with his other hand. He switched hands again. Why is she narrating this guy's actions? He walked away without looking back. Miss Fullenik. Excuse me. Hello, where? Ah, Rhodes Island, I take it. The red house is just up ahead, right in front of the tallest tower. You see it? Good. Someone will meet you there. Thanks. Can I ask your name? Me? I'm off duty. What? I'm off duty. And I really don't want to talk so much when I'm off. I have my own business to deal with. That's the deal. Later. That's a little rude. And he's gone. He was kind of rude, but I think he's been through a lot. As if we're not tired. But at least he told us where to go. Let's go talk to the local... Schultz, there you are. The infected are protesting again. I'm just gonna say... The gendarmerie. I'm gonna say gendarmerie. I mean, we'll probably butcher that, but we'll see. Already on the scene, but they need you there leading them. You're smoking. Did the shopkeepers get to you again? Please, you have an image to maintain. You don't want to lose the trust of the people. What is it? That's a Schultz? Oh, good lord. I don't even know how to say that. Oh, is it German? Oh, is it German? Schultz? I don't know how to say that. I know the B, I think, is done and it's a double S. Like the local leader. Is something wrong, Schultz? No, you're always working so hard. Tatjana, I admire you. Do you? Thank you. Now about those two, they're not from around here, are they? Could they be the doctors from Rhodes Island? Oh, well, yes, we are indeed. I'm Fullenik and this is Suzerain. Doctors? I think we count. Even me? I'm a fully fledged operator assigned to the medical department. And Lisa, you studied with Dr. Kelset, so we can call you a medical intern, I guess. I see. Oh, you two must be on your way to the Red House. I'm so sorry to get in your way. Of course, it should be the Schultz who receives you, but he really is needed at, Oh, really? He can? Very good, Tatjana. You take them. I'll go look into this infected situation. You too. Yes? I know why you're here, but our situation is dire. Do you know what happened to Wolumonde? The Great Rift. Yes. I get to skip over so much when dealing with smart people. But now the infected are more riled up than ever before. If you don't want to get mixed up in that, stay away from that particular place. We're experts in dealing with the infected. I know, we had a Dr. Atro from your company working closely with us. So you know we can help. We don't need it yet. It wouldn't be right to drag our guests into this mess as soon as they've arrived. That would get us into trouble too. So what is Atro doing here? She's not here right now. So where is she? Oh no, fighting has broken out. Those infected have weapons. What's going on? They got blades. Are they gonna kill us? Oh god. Schultz. I know. You two are infected experts yet? Come with me. Why are those outsiders sticking their noses in our business? And you, Severin, your son died in that fire. How could you still aid those incompetent swine? Put down the blade and tell me who pushed you to do this. Who gave you those weapons? Final warning. That's assault with a deadly weapon. You think you could just go back to your homes? You'll get a knock on the doors soon enough. The gendarmerie? I don't know how to I really don't know how to I should really learn how to say some of this stuff. We'll hold you accountable. Just hold them accountable? I don't have to explain our accountability processes to a couple of tourists. Do you have anything at all to tell a couple of tourists then, Schultz? I do. You're strong. Stronger than I'd expect a doctor to be. Impressive. And thank you for the assistance. I was like, come on, click. Usually we go by operator. Yeah, they usually go by operator, don't they? I mean, even if they do have even if they do have technical doctors, they still go by their code names. Now, can you tell us where Atro is? It's not safe here. Let's talk somewhere else. Good work, Miss Folnick. Sorry I'm not much help in battle. It's fine. You did your best. If I'd known what was happening to Wolumonde, I wouldn't have brought you along. Even if we're just helping resolve some disputes, you're too young to be dragged into... Miss Folnick. Fine. Little Lisa's all grown up now. Did you get hurt? No, I'm fine. But you were spacing out back there. What's wrong? The quarantine zone is right near here. Everything seems to have gone back to peace and quiet after we drove off the protesters. It doesn't seem that different from any other place. You're right. It's not that different. They have shops, cafes, ads for music halls and art salons. No one's getting rounded up by guards and sent out to the tundra to die. They get to live pretty ordinary lives. You might even say they live well. The infected get treated so differently all around the world. If every place was so good to the infected, we'd be out of a job. But I mean, that's true, but I'd be really happy about it, even though I just became an operator. I'm kidding. The fact that infected can roam the streets freely only serves to underscore how special the situation in Wolumonde is. They're hiding something from us. Where did that come from? Shh. Where's your voice? We'll talk once the officer is gone. The infected rebels are acting really weird, and if they keep talking about a fire and a doctor, right? Add in that officer who definitely knows who we are, and who really doesn't want to tell me anything about Atro. I can't shake the feeling that something rotten is brewing in this town. Even Lithania wouldn't go so far as to let the infected rot in the streets. Where are the guards? Why isn't anyone stopping them? Now that you mention it, I've got a bad feeling about this. Maybe everyone's just a little on edge, considering what the town's been through. I pray that's all it is. I'm so sorry to have dragged you all into this just as you arrived. It's shameful. Oh, don't worry about it. Are you part of the local gendarmerie? Not really, but everyone in Wolumonde undergoes military training. When the time comes, we have a duty to take up arms. But Uncle Schultz Severin is our town's highest official. The middle-aged smoker who really doesn't want to do his job? Too bad, but that irresponsible disregard for duty doesn't exactly come off as mysterious. There's a reason he is the way he is. No, never mind. Oh, right. How should I call you two? Call me Operator Folinek, and this is Operator Suzerain. Folinek, Suzerain. These are code names? Where we come from, most people prefer not to use their real names at work. Just like Atro. Dr. Atro. Seems you're acquainted. Yes, sorry, I know you have your doubts, but the Schultz will give you the answers you need. It's not my place to say. No, come with me, please. Of course. I feel like this person is long past, sadly. How much did you tell them? Not much. Not enough to upset anyone. I've put forward some unreasonable ideas, but you're always free to reject them. That's a creative way to dodge responsibility, but you'll get no comfort from me. If I stood here and told them the whole unadulterated truth right now, would you be happy? Would that make everyone happy? I represent the people, but you're the leader of Wolumonde. What does it matter if we're happy or not? I don't want to make things difficult, especially when I'm hosting guests at the same time the infected are stirring. Put it away. You want to make a good impression on Rhodes Island. Now's not the time to be lighting cigarettes or playing with crossbow bolts. I think we're well past any good impressions. Wait, are they the two young girls out there? Young girls? Wait until you see them fight. Then you'll start wondering if Lethenian schools focus too much on the arts, just like those bureaucrats. Sirs, they're here. Ah, it's the Duchess from Rhode Island. Welcome to Wolumonde. I'm so sorry you had to get roped into our local affairs like that. Let us make it up to you with an evening. Thank you for the offer, but we're only here to establish Dr. Atro's whereabouts. We don't intend to stay long. So where is she? Well... The local infected seem to know Dr. Atro. You're stalling. I prefer you not. Doctors, I'm very sorry, but things at Wolumonde are very complicated right now. We need time to give your company a proper explanation, in order to guarantee... She disappeared. What? Sir, when it comes to matters such as this, you might want to shed that flippant attitude of yours. The truth is flippant. It's simple. No need to sugarcoat it. You're angry now, but you're not surprised. You already guessed it, didn't you? We received the infected doctor who called herself Atro, and we greatly appreciated her help caring for the many infected residents of Wolumonde during this difficult time. And you show your appreciation by telling us she disappeared? No need for hostility here. Sir, you look unwell. You should quit smoking. It would probably be a good idea to get a physical examination as soon as it could be. No thanks, but I appreciate the concern. Back to business. After Wolumonde steered over here to avoid catastrophe, Dr. Atro set up a camp on the edge of town. She was housing some infected residents. But not long ago, there was a fire in her camp. A fire? I know what you're thinking, but according to what we currently know, it seemed to be an accident. Dr. Atro left town after that. We don't know where she went. How can you act like this is all no big deal? Miss Folinek, calm down. We'll investigate ourselves, but you tell us she just disappeared after a fire like that's not good. Tell us she just disappeared after a fire like that's not going to upset us. Oh, I see. I'm very sorry. If I'm not going to talk lightly, all I can give you is I'm very sorry. Dr. Atro is a good egg. She's got no Lethenian blood in her. No connection to us at all, really. And yet she's nobler than anybody around here. And when the catastrophe struck Wolumonde, she didn't run away. She offered us help. I have the utmost respect for the good doctor. I hope nothing happened to her. But after the fire, you saw it yourself. Some of the infected folks don't have the same ideas. Not that I blame them. The town's cut off from the outside world. We're short on supplies. And a gang of armed infected are out there circling. Armed infected? Outlanders. All of them infected. All of them armed. Most are Lethenian. But there are a few devils among them. The term is sarcasm, please. I hope the meaning of the word is not lost on you. Do you have any other information about the armed infected? They're merely vultures waiting to pick our bones. And they're not the first. Oh. So why didn't they immediately show up to plunder the town? Why are they just loitering out there? Just come out with it already. Wolumonde's lack of sensitivity toward the infected is understandable. After all, it's a miracle Athenia was letting infected people live alongside non-infected people for so long. But it's also an opportunity for bad actors to take advantage of such leniency. What do you mean? I told you, Rhodes Island isn't just a bunch of doctors. We're also experts at dealing with the infected. There are some areas where I'd rather trust our own judgment. For example, have you ever heard of the reunion movement? Before the Great Rift, I saw that name in the newspapers from time to time, mostly reports from Ursus, but occasionally in Lithania. But to a small tourist town, it doesn't mean much. Folks around here would rather listen to the gossip from the next town over than official reports of faraway countries. What are you getting at? You think reunion has something to do with this? No, I don't want to jump to conclusions. Let's leave it there for now. Right. Either way, thanks for the info. Speaking from experience, I don't think your side of the story will have much influence on our mission. That's too bad. But honestly, I didn't expect much. We may have to do some investigating around town. We need to find out what the deal with this disappearance is. Rhodes Island will demand the necessary compensation for the relevant people. Understood. I've no reason to argue with that face of yours. You can move about the town freely as Dr. Atro's associates. You are honored guests of Wolumonde. But of course, please make yourselves at home here. Upstairs is the Wolumonde government's finest parlor. You must be tired from your long journey. Please take a rest upstairs while we... No need. I have something to attend to. Can we start our investigation now? We'll prepare the paperwork and notify the residents after the meeting, as you wish. Thank you. Suzerain, let's go. Okay. See you soon, Wolumonders. Wolumonders, I love that name. How long can you keep them in the dark? Did you see her expression? I did. You did. Rhodes Island may not be the type of company to try to extort us, but who knows what they might do to avenge a lost colleague. The way I see it, it all ends the same. But it wasn't our fault. Shouldn't they be after the damned infected that caused the fire? We have no proof. But we can't just take the blame either. We tolerated the infected as much as we could, and how did they repay us? Ever since the Demeter left, they've completely been running rampant. Indeed. As for the truth is a fickle thing. See this match? Matches are more reliable than the truth. The doctor's right. You really should quit. You've got a long life ahead of you. They're operators. I only listen to doctors. Touché. Tatiana, keep an eye on our guests. Make sure they don't get into trouble. Yes, sir. Of course. Her? That one. What was the name? Volinik. Yes. Do you know what Volinik's expression of pain and anger reminded me of? Don't keep me waiting. Tatiana. You made me think of her. Why didn't she show me a face like that? Thor was nearly her husband. You'd think she'd be a little sad. 3:59 p.m. Cloudy. Nomadic town Wolumonde. Infected quarter. Yeah, that name. Volinik, are you angry? The way they were acting, I know what it means. I know it all too well. But Atro wouldn't get herself into trouble. She knows Lithania better than any of us. Yeah, I'm sure she's fine. At least I hope. Oh. Is this place eerily quiet? Yes, stay close. I'm seeing plenty of infected among the citizenry, but that's not the main point. I was thinking about it when we fought those riders before. This residential district is pretty ordinary in design, isn't it? They've just gathered up all the infected to live here. There's nothing explicitly discriminatory about it. But the truth is they're still having their personal freedoms restricted, and aside from a few remarkable infected, most people live more or less like prisoners. What they have is not a prison, but an entire street of cells with a dozen times more inmates. Look here, how long do you think it's been since this bakery was open? I think I saw Erganian slug crawling around. So unsanitary. No one's been sweeping up the dust and leaves around the door. There's no functioning economy here. No daily life. I understand they've fallen on hard times, but no one wants to buy or sell bread? There's no public transit? This isn't normal. Maybe it's because of what happened before? Like the shop owner got scared off or something. At least they have the right to live. Svanik, lower your voice. I wasn't criticizing them. I was just talking about those armed infected. Do you think they're... The policeman mentioned Sarkaz. We need to look into that first. If they do have anything to do with the armed infected groups, we know. We'll have to tread carefully. Things here may be far more complicated than that policeman knows. Really? If the infected are living well enough, it's only because the situation isn't desperate enough. They must be hiding something from us. Volonik? Please don't worry. Atro's very smart. You've been looking very scary since that meeting. But don't worry. As long as we try really, really, really hard, we'll be able to handle this, just like the senior operators. Can you relax for me? At least a bit. At least they'll comfort me, for comforting me again. Why is that? Let go of all your troubles, big and small. This girl needs a head pat. Doctors, please wait a moment. It's you. Didn't I say we don't need any help? All we need is access. I'm sorry, I know you said as much, Miss Volonik, but considering the circumstances and you're unfamiliar with this place, we have to take precautions to guard against potential accidents. Miss Volonik? Fine, locals may be more welcoming if we have one of their own with us. That's true. This was once Wolumonde's biggest infected quarter. And now, for certain reasons, it's become Wolumonde's #1 protest district. Then what do you plan to do now? I don't think it's wise to go any deeper into this place. If you want to learn about the situation in Wolumonde, that is a good choice. But if you want to, it's a good choice. Let's just go for a stroll here. No need to rush things. I'd be very happy if you were willing to let me, or to tell me more about Dr. Atro. You really worried about Dr. Atro, don't you? We went to school together, and she is one of my very few trusted friends. Not to mention an employee Rose Island can't afford to lose. I see. Please come this way. I don't even know how to say that. It's just up ahead. What was Atro doing here? Treating the local infected, giving psychological counseling to those who were suffering. Wolumonde was unable to avoid the Great Rift because of an error the catastrophe messengers made, and we suffered immensely for it. Dr. Atro could have left, but she decided to stay. After Wolumonde moored here, she set up a temporary medical facility to better serve the infected. Dr. Atro is their hero. She was just doing what she had to do. She always has been better at practical work than rote learning. I can see her face right now, looking so self-satisfied. That's Atro. This is the first time you've smiled since coming to Wolumonde. Is it? You've been pretty scary all day long, Volonik. Oh. That girl on the right scares me. There's a lot of people up ahead. Is that where everyone is? Shouldn't you do something? Peaceful assembly isn't a crime. That alone isn't grounds to detain them. They're looking this way. She's looking into my soul. Why is everyone quiet all of a sudden? No, this isn't right. Who's that talking to them? Huh? Behind them in the very back, there's... a Sarkaz? Sarkaz? Svolnik. I know, they're coming at us. Hey, you protect yourself. Okay. Ah, so resistance is involved. When did they appear? I'm not sure, but the gramophone didn't start... I told you before not to rely on those experimental automatic arts devices. If they have some educated Lothanians in that infected group, they could have easily turned a machine against us. Too late for that. The infected quarter is crawling with them. They're whipping them up. The people here should be above that kind of provocation. But there are more and more protesters every day. They're gathering up and... What are their demands? They want us to start supplying again, and they want all quarantine measures lifted. Okay. Nonsense. Of course, their main demand is that we give them an appropriate response to the fire. They don't give a rat's ass about the fire. Just you wait, everyone will forget what this was about soon enough. What should we do? Rhodes Island is already here. It's only a matter of time before they find out. We all know that. Why do you think I sent Tajana with them? Before we lay it out for Rhodes Island, we have to be sure what kind of company they are. We have to know if they're Atos kind of infected or the other kind. That they're the medical type of the military style. Okay, got it. I'm not sure if that's right. Won't things just get worse once they find out on their own what we're hiding? Think what you will. If they're the type to turn the other cheek, that's what they'll do. You and I both know what's going to happen in Wolumonde. I know, but then don't try to play the good guy here. Things won't work out for the good guys. We need to focus on outcomes. What about the real nasty ones, like the devils? They haven't made formal contact yet. They're a bunch of vultures, stirring up our people, looking to divide and conquer. How trite of them. They're playing it cool, probing our defenses. When they're sure there's no... I want to say police at this point, just because they police garrisoned in Wolumonde. Everyone here is ready to fight, and we have the L-44 gramophone defense system. But you're not police. I'm just trying not to get anyone killed. Take care of yourself. Wolumonde can't afford to lose you. Really? I don't think it makes much difference. Who else could keep Wolumonde's defenses up without a single police? That's just stubborn blood. Lethanian nobles won't stoop to doing their own dirty work. Give them one more push and you'll see this place go to hell in a handbasket. If we don't come up with something soon, this game is over. We have to get back on our normal course before winter. Stay stuck in this wasteland and watch starvation and rioting destroy the town. Maybe. Yes, you're right. It's already getting cold. Hope Wolumonde still has other options. Hey, where are you two from? Are you here to help those morons keep us locked up in here to die? Know your place. Who were you talking to just now? What did you tell him? You're scared? You should be. It's because you bureaucrats can't do shit that Wolumonde is in this mess. Why don't you let us try running the show for a while? This isn't anyone's fault. You're just gonna call it a catastrophe and be done with it? It's your fault we couldn't steer away from it in the first place. You're begging for a fight, infected. Have you been to any other cities? Have you seen how other infected live? Even I can see that Wolumonde is in a crisis, but the non-infected are going through the same tough times as you infected. Shouldn't you be working together to get through this? Huh? Who the hell are you? I'm a Rhodes Island operator, an infected doctor. We help the infected through crisis, as long as they're not stirring up trouble for no reason. Good day, could you please stop resisting? You're here to kick us around. If I let you, that is. You want us to work together? Why don't you ask the woman who started all this? That. Hey you're infected, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Nine-tailed vulpals are pretty rare. Sooner or later you'll end up just like us. I don't think so. Everyone's so nice to me. For now, but that won't last forever. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon enough. If only Dr. Atro was here. Hey, what are you doing? Let go. What did you just say? Fallen, calm down. Did you just say Dr. Atro? Where is she? Is she alright? What do you mean, where is she? The fire took everything from us. They've been pushing us out since the Great Rift appeared. They're terrified. They even rounded up the infected who came here seeking refuge. Why? Because they have to control us, to lock us up like animals, all to satisfy their twisted idea of humanism. Yeah. It's not true. The Schultz isn't like that. Whatever. If that's all it was, we'd be fine too. At least we had Dr. Antro. At least we had each other. Even if we lost this quarter, we at least had a place to stay. But they killed Dr. Atro and our friends. Because of that fire. What do you want? I feel like she's about to get a massive beat down here. Patron should have survived that fire. Huh? Oh, I get it. They lied to you. Of course, they lie to everyone. It wasn't an accident. It was arson. It was murder. It was self-righteous moralizers showing their true colors. I'm not your therapist. Let's cool the emotional venting. You know what they didn't tell you? Wait, stop. The day that fire happened, not a single person made it out to that tent. You mean... You think you know whose side you should be on? Enough. Yeah. Take it easy already. Behave yourself. You're under arrest. You're no police. None of you are. There's no law here. All we got is leftovers from the settlers. The Schultz will decide your fate. I'm sorry. You wouldn't dare kill me. You wouldn't risk a mask-infected uprising. I guess I'll just wait for you to exile me to the wasteland so I can join up with the... You and your friends are convinced that we are the ones behind all of this. But we are all fellow citizens of Wolumonde, and we're all part of this town together. We lived in peace for so many years. Why would you trust someone the... Why would you trust some the word of... Why would you trust the word of some strange outsiders over ours? What have we done wrong? Because you are not one of the Winter Wisp. You are not, nor are you infected. You're just a sheltered little girl. You forget what it means to be infected. You forget that what oripathy is. I know better than you. It's that simple. Here. Tajana is here. Rhodes Island. Are you two okay? Yes, we're fine. Take them away, please. I have to see Severin again. We'll make sure they don't do anything else, but Miss Tatjana, what of the two from Rose Island? I will take care of them. Very well then. We'll go on ahead. Now can you give me an explanation? Miss Folinick, I will tell you everything. I don't know what Schultz, Severin, and the counselors are thinking, but I believe, Miss Folinick and Miss Suzerain, I believe you deserve to know the truth. Considering how you just helped me. You're wasting time. I just want to know, is she alive? I don't know. You don't know. Miss Folinick. Why are you lying to me? None of us are really ready to accept it ourselves. Please understand we don't know what Rhodes Island is like. We had to be sure we could trust. Even if we were ruthless, cold-blooded corporate raiders out to make everything worse for Wolumonde, that's no excuse for you to deceive our people. I'm sorry, I really am. We were planning to tell you the truth. We've been doing everything we can to investigate the infected outside the town. But I know that's all just for our own sake. It's no excuse. Did they mistake Dr. Outro's tent for the unknown infected roamers, and they attacked it? Oh boy. Exactly right. You're making excuses, but it's fine. All I want is the truth. Rose Island won't abandon you. We won't look past the town suffering a crisis like this. That's what would make Outro very unhappy. She's such a baby whenever she gets sad. I hate seeing her cry. And I hate seeing her cry. It's not too late for either of us. Helping the infected and solving their problems is what being a Rhodes Island operator is all about. Miss Tatjana, there's so much we can do if we just trust each other. Thanks. Before the catastrophe, the Schultz asked Dr. Outro if she would leave them with the refugees. Dr. Outro said the same thing. Rhodes Island won't abandon you. Please come with me. This is... Rose Island supply crates, yes, with dates and serial numbers. The last time we made contact, it was me who... Miss Folinick. What caused the fire? An accident, at least that's what we decided at first, but Dr. Outro would never be so careless as to leave flammables lying around. All the signs point to this being caused by someone's arts. We couldn't figure out where the fire started. The tent's metal support frame melted and the bodies... Oh. It's fine, continue. Judging from the remains, the victims couldn't even leave the tent. There was no struggle. And of course, they were completely unrecognizable. I don't think an ordinary fire could just incinerate Dr. Outro and her patients like that. It would have to be some form of organium arts that could achieve such high temperatures quickly. How many of them were infected? Oh, 3 from our village. Kevin, Betterman, and Eckhart were receiving treatment. And there was also Thorwald. He was the only son of Schultz and my friend. He wasn't infected, he just went out there to help, out of the kindness of his own heart. Just let it out, Miss Tatjana. You need to get it off your chest. Huh? I can sense the pain here. Here. There's a lot of discontent here. Much joy, much pain. But it's all gone now. Is that an organium art? No, I've just seen this kind of thing so many times. Everyone wants to keep their feelings bottled up inside, but it's not healthy. Maybe I was wrong. But if you treat yourself like that, you'll worry the people who care about you, no? You should cry. Cry it all out. No one will judge you. You're right. Thank you. I already knew that in a way, but for now I can't. I just can't let it go. Don't look at me, Lisa. I get it. No, I'm sorry. What's that about? I thought I had prepared myself mentally back on the Rose Island landship. Asha was a very dedicated doctor. She always reported in on time. Of course, I know what it means to lose contact with an operator. Rose Island has said goodbye to so many. I just couldn't get myself to believe it. I let my emotions get the better of me, and I'm sorry. But we're not the only ones to lose somebody to this act of murder. Schultz-Severin found the remains of 8 individuals. Since there are no infected experts in our town, we can only hastily bury them. We can't let them stay with Wolumonde. They'll be buried in the wasteland outside of town. And when Wolumonde leaves, they'll lose their hometown forever. Of course, in keeping with our traditions, we should do better than that, at least. This sort of thing happens a lot. You said there were 8? Yes. The 5 I just mentioned and others should be wanderers who came seeking treatment. When the Great Rift came, Wolumonde didn't escape unscathed, and of course many merchants and travelers got caught up in the catastrophe. Things were bad for Wolumonde, but there was nothing else those people could do but chase down the town slowly crawling across the wasteland. The look of the refugees coming in started to change, but Dr. Atro treated everyone equally. She even rescued some of the infected, at least the ones who would accept the help. That means 1 non-infected and 7 infected. What about the infected remains? Within minutes to hours of the cessation of vital signs, depending on the rate of organium assimilation in the body, there's a risk of secondary spread. It's very dangerous if not handled appropriately. Oh right, well, the Schultz decided that because they were only lightly infected, and with the rapid incineration of tissue, there wasn't much risk. Didn't you say you had no infected experts? Oh, Schultz-Severin just said he was going off of experience, and couldn't be absolutely sure. Experience, huh? What kind of job gives you experience handling infected corpses? But anyway, if he can keep his cool, even after losing his own flesh and blood, maybe he takes his job more seriously than I thought. I would like to inspect the infected remains. I need to see Dr. Atra myself. Yes, of course. I'll explain to the Schultz. Most of the remains are charred so badly we can't even tell who was who. No problem, Lisa. That badge. Atra's employee badge. It survived. Oh, right. She always complained it got in the way of her work. Isn't that funny? Just wear it around your neck or your chest. How could it get in the way? Let's go. I want to see her. What was that sound? It's coming from the town. Miss Volnick, someone's coming. That symbol. It's Rune Island. When did you get here? With your outfit, you're no ordinary infected. Are you Lithuanian? Or the Sarkaz they were talking about? There's some armed infected partisans who showed up outside of the town recently. It looks like a group of Sarkaz make up the core, but they've taken in a lot of our local infected. They call themselves the Mudrock Squad. I can see the Red House spire from here. Thank goodness, it looks like everyone's safe. Lisa, hurry. Okay. What happened? Is there a fire? My sons haven't come back. Has anyone seen them? Where are the police? Where is Severin? Isn't he supposed to be a hero? And he's missing at a time like this? Everyone's panicking. But it looks like they haven't attacked the residential areas. Someone must be leading them. Everyone's been on edge for far too long. That explosion was all they needed to snap. Over here, we have to make sure the roundhouse is secure. Look, there's a lot of them. Hurry. Huh? Not bad for a man your age. Must be nice to live without the constant torment of orpathy, huh? Oh, there he is. Sure, if I gave up smoking in my younger days, and you and your friends would be sharing a jail. Ooh, that's a little cocky there. Be sharing a jail cell by now. Get out of here. Out of respect for you as a fellow townfolk, I won't. Look at the mouth of this one. You think we don't know you're the last cop in Wolumonde? You. Severin, the jig is up. Let us into the rat house so we can run our town already. What do you plan to do? Huh? This guy's like Admiral Hipper. Ha! Settle down. Truce. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette while you tell me exactly what you want from this town. Go ahead. Maybe Wolumonde can consider your demands. What are you trying to pull? Look, I'm putting down my sword. I think I could come to terms here. No need to fight. Now you decide to be reasonable? Hand over the murderer and abandon your prejudices. Ugh. I want to go home. I want my job back. Simple enough. I just need you to fill out a report. Submit to regular physicals. Simple enough. That's it? You wall us in and left us to die. All that's left of my block is a heap of earthquake rubble. It's all organic clusters that could blow at any moment. You evacuate all the non-infected and we're running out of supplies. Is anyone coming to help us? Oh right, I almost forgot. Because you suck at your job, Wolumonde is headed straight to hell. And we're just the first ones to be thrown under the bus. You still think you're so bright hiding the truth to maintain order? Looks like my matches got wet. I guess I don't have a light. Let's get back to it. Hand to hand? Sure, just a quick whiff of tobacco is enough to pump me up. But I'm sorry to say we may be about to have an accident here. Let go. Are you trying to kill me? No, just a slip of the hand. Schultz! Finished. There were only a few of them, and the rest ran off, leaving this poor fellow alone. Did you kill him? I don't think so. It would be nice if the good doctors could wake him up. He's breathing. Let's make sure we're saving lives now. I'll have words for you soon, Schultz. Sure, I'm all ears, miss. I'm not really sure what to make of this scene so far now. It's like it's either they attacked them or I think they really made a bad decision. Touched before, I'm not Sir. I'm not your Schultz when you were alone. I'm Thor's father and your uncle. No, sir, you were going to kill that infected man. I won't deny it. It's only going to make things worse, and you can't attack a member of the Wolumonde family so lightly. Even if he told the militants that we're defenseless. You know what this means, Tatjana. You should have a heart at least. You can't always make the right choice, no matter how much you want to, not unless you're omniscient. Literally speaking, if a prophet or banker baron told me just a few deaths would bring peace to Wolumonde, I'd do it, no matter who had to die. Even if... no matter who. At least he managed to hold on to his life. That's good enough. Let's get back to Rhodes Island. Did you tell them the truth? Did you already take them to the camp? That girl had a different look in her eye. You already knew? I was pretty sure. For what it's worth, I never saw the point in hiding it from them. But keeping it under wraps myself calmed a lot of people down. What's your read on them? I think they'll help Wolumonde. They're the same kind of people as Dr. Atro. And you think they speak for all of Rhodes Island? They're the ones they sent, so I guess they should be decently representative? Truth be told, if every Rhodes Island operator we ran into turned out to be a good person, that would disturb me a whole lot more. Fair enough. I'm thinking back to a certain sniper. She was from Rhodes Island. Trying to think which one we're talking here. The one who came with Dr. Atro and left shortly after? I hope she didn't get swallowed up by the catastrophe. What? Another attack? I'm trying to figure out who that is. At this point, every bandit from Miles must know we have no police here. So what can we do? Get down on our knees and beg for mercy, or fight to the bitter end? No, those explosions are coming from underground? Severin, they're over at the workshops. They came through a tunnel on the next street over. They crippled the main power plant. And that's supposed to give them better power. How? Look at it. A beautiful empty town. Wolumonde. Moon of the Winter Wisp Mountains. Yes, truly worthy of its name. A moon? Pfft. 4 of our people died in that fire. And they have the gall to try and pin it on the infected? What's next? Where do they go from here? Do they just expect us to turn the other cheek? You're quite worked up. Try to relax. You don't usually talk like that. We should level this place. Wolumonde's damned immigrants. Jeez. No. Mudrock, you and your sarcasm could do it. No. You're right. Who knows the pain of losing one's home better than the sarcasm? Even in Lithania, where are the infected supposed to be able to do... Bleh. Where the infected are supposed to be able to do what they can with what they have, there is no place for the sarcasm. But the cupcakes that nice granny gave us were delicious. Just the right amount of sweet. Huh? What? So, we wait. The only thing we're here to destroy is the murderer. We can't lose control of our hate, or else. What separates us from what we were before? This sniper. Ah, the cold one. Got it. Greythroat's here. It's... Oh, Click's here too. Okay. It's awful. A fire. It's already been dealt with, and some time has passed, but... Here, Rhode Island supply crates with dates, serial numbers, everything. There's an outline in the ash. Looks like there was something rectangular sitting on the box. Maybe Atro's ID badge. She didn't like to wear it. Operator Click, Operator Iris escape. Our situation has changed. Yeah, I know already. Since you and Iris rescued me from the mountain, I'm more than glad to help. Don't call me Iris. What has Lionheart been telling you? Heart, yeah, I guess that's right. The catastrophe was immensely destructive. Wolumonde will not be in better shape now. What were their catastrophe messengers doing? Things wouldn't have gotten so bad if Lionheart and Earth Spirit was there. Yeah. No point thinking about that now. We should prepare for the worst. Any objections to setting up camp outside of town? None whatsoever. I'm after a professional catastrophe messenger bodyguard, and this is the wonder kind who nearly got herself killed shooting videos deep in the Winter Wisp Mountains. I cannot read today. My gosh. Why are you still rubbing salt in my wounded pride? Just kidding, but Greythroat wouldn't want us to storm the town and kick in the doors of the mayor's office, would she? Sorry, please be patient. I have to confirm what happened to Atro. I'll be right back. So there's a second team here. Famine? Yes, famine ruins everyone. I know what you're going to say. A town the size of Wolumonde should be self-sufficient. The day the Great Rift happened, there wasn't much Organium breaking through the ground, carving the land up, ruining farms and granaries. We've been very lucky, in fact. There haven't been any explosions in the town center or any of the very popular areas, but even so, the losses have been severe. That on top of an inopportune season. We're well into autumn and we're on a course for the Winter Wisp Mountains. Winter is coming early this year. We haven't announced it to the public yet, as to not cause a panic. Then we were stabbed in the back by our own people, unwitting as they may be. What did we do then about the traitors? Tatjana took the young people to survey the situation. No one could reach the power plant without a guide. Each district should have its own auxiliary hauling equipment. What's the situation? Too slow. At best, an an eighth the speed of the other towns, we wouldn't get out of the mountains before winter. We can't let anything happen to the granary. Send more men. Men? Even if we're talking old folks and children, anyone who's willing to carry a weapon is already... But they wouldn't go so far to attack the granary. That's tantamount to killing every last person in Wolumonde. You give them too much credit. Go ahead. Stress. The quarantine zone, is it as bleak as it is because... Would you believe me if I told you we had to cut down our rations entirely because of the infected population? No. It doesn't matter if you believe me or not. Would they believe me? They would tear down the granary doors and count every last grain before they believed anything that came out of us. So do we let them tear it down? I wouldn't mind a little open honesty if they really just wanted to take a look, but not everyone's going to let it end there. Even without an official announcement, anyone smart enough would be able to figure it out with a calendar and a look at our route that Wolumonde is bound for a terrible winter famine. They stirred the pot up in a frenzy. They looted. They're just thinking of themselves, making sure they can survive, whether or not it means someone else has to starve. To put it bluntly, they want an excuse to steal. I believe Rhode Island has the expertise of dealing with the infected, like you say. Dr. Atro's professionalism and your combat skills prove that much. But, is oropathy the only problem in the world? Even at a time like this, I have to ask after Altro. That was a murder. Everyone out, the Rhode Islanders have something important to discuss with the Schultz. Severin. I know. Then I may leave it to you. I guess this isn't a topic you can put on the agenda. Should I have added murder as old business or new business? It's all a consequence of your cover-up. No need for formalities. I'm disgusted with you. Rose Island Operator Atra was murdered in the course of her duties here in Wolumonde. I need answers. And according to a particular infected resident, they are also hunting this murderer. Maybe the killer is one of those infected. Like when a thief cries out, "Thief!" Oldest trick in the book. Maybe. But before we discuss the murder, I'd like... Stop. You don't have to say it. I do have enough of a conscience left that your request would wound me. But Wolumonde needs Rose Island help to get out of this mess, and there's no point in making things hard for you anymore. Come with me. What is this place? This is her. Sorry about the hasty handling, but they're mostly infected. We had to put them somewhere underground to keep the others from panicking. I could see this look in her face. I already know what this is. It's cold. I make sure to keep the refrigeration units running. Impressive arts, as to be expected of the Lithanian officer. 8 victims. 4 from Wolumonde, Dr. Atro, and 3 infected outlanders. Including your son, Mr. Thorwald. Tatjana told you that too, huh? It's true. Because I wasn't there. Here you are, Atro. You really gave me the runaround here. Stupid cat. Incredible, how can she tell? Could we give them some space? Alright. As strong as she is, I forgot she's just another girl trying her hardest to move on. Same age as Tatjana, too. Tatjana is holding up. I know. Hey, I told you to quit smoking. Maybe. Smoking will only make your bronchitis worse. Are you? You got it, little fox. You're sharper than I expected. But do me a favor and keep it to yourself. He's affected, isn't he? Do you feel any better, Miss Volonik? Yes. Quite impressive, exhibiting such resilience at your age. I know my eyes are swollen. Are you mocking me? You lost a good friend and you're still keeping your calm. What could I possibly mock you about? Things aren't over yet. You're right, it isn't. I hope we can work together. What is this? The arts core of the L-44 gramophone, autonomous defense device. To put it bluntly, this is your murder weapon. Of course, civilians aren't allowed to possess destructive power like this, but any educated Lithanian would know how to drive this core. Overloading, heating, and igniting are all features of our town's defensive equipment. Organium arts engineering is complex. Not everyone can use it. So this is it. Someone used this to kill Outro. We have to find the murderer. And then what? And then I'll make them pay. How about that? You move past restlessness and sorrow and choose revenge. Miss Folnick, we shouldn't. I know. Of course I know. As a Rhode Island operator, as Dr. Cal's student, I should know better than anyone. But the murderer, and the murderer alone, must face justice. What did Atro do? She was helping the infected. What did she do to deserve this? At least let me ask them. I have to know why. I understand. Schultz Severin, Miss Suzerain, Miss Folnick has already seen. They had their time together. You look flustered. Did something happen? Yes, during our inspection, a fight broke out between the infected and the non-infected. Again? But this time the counselors weren't even able to calm them down. They're demanding a declaration of war against the armed infected. People must be starting to understand what it means to have our town's movement basically crippled. They can't hold it in any longer. But there's more. Many of the residents who were working with the infected were themselves uninfected. I already figured as much. Huh? The Winter Wisps, those damn savages. They're back to haunt Wolumonde again. Mama, where are you going? To the Highlands? The Flowery Highlands? But that's where the bad man who hurt Papa is. Are you gonna punish him? Will that bring Papa back? No? Then I don't want you to go. You have to go, but I don't want you to go back to Ursus. The bread there is so hard and the winter is so cold. Mama? Mama never came back either. I used the money she left me to continue my studies in Ursus, and to live. Alone. I waited alone for years. I lived alone for years. Until Dr. Calcet appeared before me. She said she was the head of a research institute, and she came to get me. Dr. Cal was tired then, even more tired than she is now. I later learned she had just returned from some faraway place when she found me. After that, I joined Rhodes Island. I asked Dr. Calcet where Mama went. She didn't say much, just that Mama and Papa were together, buried deep inside Ursus. She is my most respected teacher, my most honored leader. She guided me, educated me, not only with her words, but also through what she and her countless operators did for the infected. But the one thing Dr. Cal never did was answer my simplest question. On whom or what do I take my revenge? Lisa, you don't have to come with me. I'm worried. You shouldn't be. I'm just going to look around and see if maybe there are some clues about that armed infected group. Do you think they're behind it? I'm not sure. That's the obvious answer, since we have no evidence. But with the town as it is, they're the most likely suspects, aren't they? And Winterwisp. Severin wouldn't say much about it, so I can't be sure exactly what it means. But since they're in cahoots with the militia group, they're at the top of the list too. The mountain range here, or near here, is called the Winterwisp Mountains. It's a barren place covered with ice and snow year-round. Could that have to do with anything? I really don't know. All I can say for sure is that we have to find our murderer, and then pull my answers out of them. Volnuk, you've been really scary since yesterday. I'm sorry, Lisa. Not everyone is so easily calmed. This is the second time I've had to say goodbye to someone like that, and this time, I'm not leaving with regrets. Come out, I won't hurt you. Aw, I like to think I'm pretty good at hiding. How'd you see me? Intuition? Let's call it that. Who are you? Oof, this guy seems like a pain in the ass. Oof. Then stop talking to him. I've gone through some of Rhodes Island combat records. You're no ordinary infected. Rhodes Island? So you are Rhodes Island operators. What do we do? Fight? Greythroat isn't back yet. We have to stall him at least. Calm down, don't attack him. Click. Don't do anything stupid. I'm sorry. Did I see your pupils flash red for a moment? Is that some kind of stress reaction? Did I scare you? Sorry, I just wanted you two to know you can't fight me. If you are from Wolumonde, you better leave. It's dangerous. If angry winter wisps or infected found you, you'll be in mortal danger. Thanks for the warning. But why are you here? I just came to lay some flowers, and then I'll leave. Is that an ordinary wildflower you're holding there? It's cold here in the fall. I dream a lot. I dream of these flowers. They're like the children of that snowy mountain, icy cold. Rest in peace. Did you really just come to pray? He wouldn't just be using this as a cover for some kind of organium arts, would he? With his face hidden, I can't tell whether he's lying or not, but he does seem genuinely sad. Don't move. Don't turn around. Put your hands up. Greythroat, when did you get here? You're pretty smooth. Whatever. Your bolts can't hurt me, Rhode Island crossbowman. I said don't move. I just want to ask you something. A conversation doesn't reveal your strength. What's the point? Don't say I didn't warn you. Look, I've caught your bolt. You can't put a scratch on me. He blocked her shot with a rock? No, it's arts. He actually caught the bolt with mud. Oh. No. At least you didn't shoot me without warning. I hate sneak attacks. You're not so bad. And if you wound up that second bolt, what would have happened? That depends on whether or not you have the time to protect your neck with your arts. Even if I don't, I do have a very thick suit of armor. Doesn't matter. Since you have no intention of fighting the death, I had enough. Can I go? Sorry, but no. As expected. So many Lithenians have joined us, and our ranks have grown bountiful and diverse. But you, a crossbowman, you would not have missed this symbol. This is a symbol that once belonged to the infected. Reunion lit that fire that was and is and will always be burning across all corners of Terra. But Reunion doesn't represent all infected. So what about you? Are you from Lithenia yourself? Are you an exile who wandered here, weighed down by sin and intrigue? Me? I guess so. Our aimless journey began in Kazdel, and we've been on the run ever since. Wolumonde is a mess. I'm sure you had something to do with it. Right, there's no way we wouldn't. But I am not Reunion either. Not anymore. I'm just the captain of Mudrock Squad. A mercenary? No. Let's say I'm just infected. Why does it seem like he's always talking to himself? What kind of Reunion guy thinks like that? Please be quiet while the team leader negotiates. If you really have nothing better to do, you can record it. Oh yeah, fire up the camera. But really, what am I? I'm not a mercenary. I'm not Reunion. As things are now, I'm... Oh. What? My arts dirty the flowers. They're so hard to find this time of year. If you want to fight, can we do it somewhere else? You have a way with words, but no. Click, Ayers, keep your guard up, but don't attack him. Stay clear. Roger. Thanks. One of our operators seems to have gotten caught up in this fire. I need answers. My condolences, but we also lost 4 of ours to the fire. We're not so good with the crime scene investigation or anything like that, but there are a lot of Lithenians with us. They've all been educated, and they all have a natural talent for arts unlike people from other countries. At least, I'm sure someone did this, and it was no accident. Who? If we knew, he'd be dead, and the town would be at peace. Then tell me what you do know, like what was that winter wisp you just mentioned. I think you misunderstood. I'm not your enemy. I'm only here to pay respects to my people. But maybe someday we will fight each other. I have no reason to trust you, or share information with you. So that's it then. But it doesn't matter. I've gleaned a lot from your attitude alone. By the way, have you been to the town? Yes. What did you think of it? It's a mess. The infected have risen up in protest and they're fighting with the non-infected. Your people whipped them into a frenzy. That's not good. So many innocent people hurt, but until Wolumonde admits its guilt, and until they hand over the murderer, there can't be peace. How could I convince them to stop when they're outraged by the deaths of their people? It sounds like things have spun out of your own ability to control them. Yes, more and more people keep getting sucked into it. Sooner or later, so will we. But we are not in a position to move around so easily, but you are. Oh, I've said enough. I still can't completely trust you, Rose Island. Right. Still not enough trust. So that's it. Goodbye. Greythroat, that guy's really scary. Even scarier than all those big felines back at Rose Island. At least he wasn't being very aggressive. But if he does have a whole squad with him, Wolumonde is in no condition to fight them. So we let him go? A direct attack is out of the question, and agitating them will only make Wolumonde's situation worse. Not to mention we still don't know where Atro is. If this does have something to do with Reunion, things will be much more difficult. Have we made contact with Operator Fallenik and Suzerain? No, the town is so chaotic I was reluctant to even visit the town hall as an official representative of Rhodes Island. But I found something very concerning. This doesn't seem to be the typical infected conflict. True, Lithenia has always been rather gentle in its treatment of the infected. Something very unusual must have happened to push things this far. That winter wisp is an important clue. We might have to investigate it further. Iriscarp, you come with me. Click, if you'd like to, scout out their camp. We need to get a handle on the size of their team, and the modus operandi. Just a quick look, carefully. Roger. If I'd known it would turn out like this, I would have stayed in the dormitory to watch Lionheart play with rocks. Play with rocks. Winter Wisp, oh Winter Wisp. Okay. Winter Wisp, where did you hear that word? Who are you? Rhodes Island? Outlanders shouldn't be meddling. This has nothing to do with you. I don't know of any Winter Wisp. Leave me alone. Winter Wisp? No, there are no Winter Wisp in Wolumonde. Haven't been for a long time. A long time? No, I mean, I shouldn't be talking to you. Listen, I don't care what it is you're doing, but Wolumonde is a tighter community than you can imagine. Most folks won't even tell you this rule, but I'll make an exception and explain it to you. The Winter Wisps are part of Wolumonde's history, but they're a pretty controversial topic. Seems to me there's a big controversy over the Winter Wisps right now. I mean the power plant getting destroyed the other day. There's worse than that. Worse than leaving Wolumonde stranded in the wasteland in the dead of winter. Wolumonde was hard hit by the catastrophe, and enduring the winter will be much more difficult. Don't get ahead of yourself, outsider. This issue is absolutely taboo. The noble lords will come down hard. I don't want any trouble. If you really want to know about the Winter Wisps, go ask them yourselves. How can we find a Winter Wisp if we don't know what it is? That doesn't make any sense. Enough. Figure it out yourselves. I don't know anything. Hey. He's gone. Can you believe that guy? A tight community? Is it really tight-knit? Maybe we should go ask Mr. Severin. Well, we did make a major breakthrough. I just hope he doesn't dodge the subject like he did last time. But the sun is already going down. What? Oh, right, right. How is it another day goes by and we're still none the wiser? Let's come down, Miss Fallenik. I'm calm, there's something wrong here, I know it. But Atro, what the hell am I going to do? What can I do? Mama. Such a brittle little branch. Winter Wisp, oh Winter Wisp. Weary of a long life, weary of a long death. Sing out your song, firm and strong. Singing through summer, and on through the winter. Winter Wisp, oh Winter Wisp.
So, anyway, that is going to be all for this episode, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll probably have it cut down a little bit. I think I'm probably going to... What I'll probably do is I'll split up the story and the game, just so that you guys can kind of have... But, you know, it's kind of a pick and choose what you guys want to actually see. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys again in the next live streaming video that I do. Until then, I'll catch you guys all again real soon.